Hey everybody, it's Deanna and it is June the 9th, 2020. And if you think about it, it's actually kind of funny because June is a 6 and it's the 9th. Anyways, and it's 2020. Anyway, I hope all of you are jumping on tonight to join me, share a little love, and keeping it real. And it has been a tough time since March, right? March is when we started with all this big, huge COVID scare. And hi, Chelsea. Oh, hugs and kisses to you, too. And what I wanted to talk to you about tonight, I'm trying to get my computer to not reflect up on my glasses, but it's not doing so positively. And so we're going to do the best we can with what we've got. Anyway, could you go turn the light on for me, please? Just turn the light on there. No, on the wall. Sorry, hang on one second. On the wall. The other one. There we go. Thank you. Hey, I have actual lights. Take 2. Been doing a lot of those lately. Thank you. So, anyway, trying to get a 14-year-old to mind herself. Will I do this?
14, not 13.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. So this is, I'm letting it be real and I'm letting you see this because this is where it's at right now for a lot of us. We forget things. We forget to turn on the lights. We have kids running in, wanting attention and making lots of noise, when you're trying to conduct business. And it's just really challenging. So I wanted it to be real, and it is. So we're done with that and I'm moving on. But what I put up here in the feed is, we're juggling so much right now. A lot of us are just juggling so much right now, and we are so over it, right? Can you give me a thumbs up if you're feeling that? Like you have just been juggling all the different balls in the air, like staying home and having to work from home, and then having to juggle the kids' education. Now the kids, most of them are technically out of school, and you still may be working, and you're juggling working with having the kids at home. There's no summer camps to send them to. Thank you. I'm getting some thumbs up. There's no summer activities to send them to. There's no going to the zoo, the museum. You're stuck pretty much with it. Although I have heard some people who have gone out to bed and breakfasts. They've gone to the coast or they've gone to the lake, and I would like to join you. So I know there are some things that can be done during this time, but I know that there's a lot of things that cannot be done right now. And good, Monica says, I am so over everything right now. Hi Judy, hi Chelsea, hi Tim. And that's why I was a little bit real at the beginning of this whole thing, because that's where we're at. And so how do you do it? What do you do next? How do you engage? Sarah says it is hard. It is for sure hard right now. And, how do you protect and nurture and shield your own energy during this time, especially if you're highly sensitive or empathic? How do we do it? Because we still have to be giving and nurturing our families. Hi, Stacy. And we still have to take things for ourselves one day at a time. And there's the employment situation, and there's bills, and there's the world scene, and there's the home scene, and. And I talked to a very good friend of mine today. In fact, she invited me to go out to her horse ranch, and I spent some time, which I'll post some pictures here later in the feed. Being at one with nature and horses and equine therapy is amazing. And I really needed that getaway because I've been sleeping for days because I'm so exhausted. Now, normally I come on and I show you the little chart with all the energy shifts on it. If you're watching this on Tools of Energy, or sorry, well, if you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching the replay, you'll have to go to toolsofenergyprotection.com and click on the 6/9/2020 post in order to see those, because I will post the Schumanns frequencies for everybody to see. And if you're on Tools, it's right there. And for here, if you're in Facebook, you'll have to scroll down later tonight. I will post those. But the deal is there's so much to deal with right now, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and energetically. And if you're feeling that, can you give me a thumbs up that you're feeling that too? You're feeling drained? I mean, tonight I'm on and I have some things to share, but I'm exhausted again. And I've only had, thank you, good, some thumbs up. I've only had about a half day that I've worked since Saturday. And I didn't teach the academy this last weekend either. But it's truly just exhausting. It says here, when are these dreams going to let up? They're evolving in bizarre ways. Same with sleeping for days. Okay. So, I'm getting lots of thumbs up. Thank you. I so love each and every one of you that watch every week, either on the replay or live, and you support me. So if you're watching this on the replay, feel free to hit the thumbs up. Thank you so much, because, without each other, we don't know. We absolutely don't know. Oh, Stacy says she hasn't felt good all day and very tired. Okay. Well, the Schumanns are the heartbeat of the earth, the frequencies. When I would show you all the big white spot, I always thought that's when all the energies were going wiggy, but it isn't. There's a constant pushing. Kim says, yes, I've been very tired. Okay. So there's a constant pushing on the frequencies. And I would like to have somebody that could help me do these lives, like in the Zoom platform, so I can show things on my computer, but I don't know how to do that yet. I've tried in the past and you all couldn't hear me, so I gave that up. But anyway, let me pull up, because maybe it is important to show you what's happening. I had a totally different topic to talk about, but as you all are lovely and patient, I will go over here to the Schumanns frequencies and I'll print this out. Now, the last time I printed one out, it had pink all over it because my printer didn't have quite what it needed to complete it. But I will snip that real quick and show you what's happening and why we're all so tired. But we're so over it because it's just craziness right now. And people are looking to normalize and go back to normalcy, and that is normal. That is normal for humans to want to feel like things are balanced out. Let's see here. Get this on. And maybe this is good because you all can see that I'm discombobulated, I haven't got things going in the right direction, and I'm exhausted. So maybe this is good. I was recently looking at a guy who's a millionaire, and he does videos every single day, no matter what he feels like, because he feels like it documents what's going on and happening in the world. So I can hear my printer going on, off, and I will jump over there and grab the Schumanns and show it to you. In the meanwhile, you get to see the cameo of the black background. I'll be right back. All right, beautifuls. Thank you for waiting. All you lovelies that waited. Oh, look, some more people jumped on. They're probably like, why is there a blank screen? All right, thank you. Okay, so you said what I intended to share tonight and what the boss is telling me and what it looks like that's going on here is different than what I had intended. Judy says she's been seeing an orb around me. Well, thank you, I think. Okay, so in the past, I've described Schumann's frequencies, resonant frequencies. Resonance is like da-da-da-da, what's the frequency that's normal? And then that goes on a scale of 0 to 40.0 hertz. When Schumann did it, he put it at 40, thinking that 30 would probably be the highest, and what we've been getting is past that. So for those of you that are new, Heartbeat of the Earth, Schumann's resonant frequency. This is normal, look it up. Science. Now, yesterday, yesterday, this is what it looked like. So here's yesterday. I just ran this. And you're starting off and you're seeing this blue. Now that's a nice place to be because that's calming. That's a break. That's a breath of air. This is just a little bit of agitation, which is somewhat okay. And then we should get like another break and maybe a little bit more agitation. But notice that this is the mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual body. And notice the mental body did not get any break. The emotional got a teeny break. Okay? So this is pushing. And this is resting state, almost resting state. Some of these I'm finding out on the Q factor aren't resting, ionospheres and stuff like that. But it's a resting state. And then there's a little break. And then some more agitation. When you see the red, let me get this up a little closer. When you see the red is agitation. It's just a different kind. It's a higher frequency of agitation. And then it goes back to some green, a little bit more agitation, and a little tiny break. That's like 30 minutes in between there. And then again, almost all the way down the page, the break, and then it comes right back on. But you don't see a gap between these two. So this is your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual body that went from a nice kind of calm to just a gentle agitation, and then some of them going up higher. So what does that look like in the 3D world? Hi, Leah. If you take a car, let's say my car stalled out for some reason and it's an old stick shift. If you got with me behind my car and you push the vehicle with me, we push. Well, when we let go, you pop the clutch, this is really old school, and it would turn the motor over and it would start it if your car was going to run. So what you're looking at with these Schumanns, when you see the green frequencies going across up and down, it's like you and me pushing a car together. But when we stop, there's no more pressure. What happens to the car? Does it continue to roll? Does it go into drive, or just so heavy it just stops? And that's what these white frequencies are. So here we have pushing, and then the frequencies pushed literally right into there and didn't hardly but take a break, but down here. And that's what happens to you afterwards, okay? And if it wasn't enough, then there was a little bit more pushing for about 30 minutes, and then it stopped, and then a little bit more pushing on some levels, and then it stopped. And then a little bit more agitation with the pushing. And then it stopped, and we coasted. And here's a little bit, just a teeny bit more agitation right in here, okay? And then it goes again. Notice that this continues all the way through, but the others kind of die back for a little bit. And then again, more agitation, little tiny dying back. And, then here it comes. And then the energies continue off on that side. They don't drop abruptly. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is what we're going through. And not to be rude or to be weird, but in the old days, they would torture people. And probably some days they do it here too. I just don't know about it. But they would torture people, in the old days in the torture chamber and just about get them to the point where they were their body was going to no longer support life, and then they would nurse them back to health so they could torture them some more. And that's what it feels like for a lot of us. It's like, I am so done with this crap. Take me to another planet. Let me have a break. But that's not how it's going to work because we are here. Kind of like perpetual motion. Yes, Polly, kind of like perpetual motion. And kind of like my neighborhood. They recently opened up the road near my neighborhood, so now we have all kinds of people that running their things so loud. Anyway, it's just getting old. But that's what's happening. She says, kind of like perpetual motion, feeling like it should be solid red. Yeah, more or less. But when this happens, you are getting pushed in your mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, and energy body. You're getting pushed because it's evolving our DNA. It's evolving our DNA, our conscious awareness to God, Spirit, or Source. It is evolving our connection. And the more it pushes us, the more we have to deal with the dark poop. Oh, Chelsea says, wow, this is on spot. Thank you. So anything that you haven't worked with, some people call it your shadow self. Some people call it the dark side of the soul. Some people call it my childhood. But whatever it is that you have not worked through in your life that keeps you from having pure joy and pure peace in your heart. And being able to be attuned and atoned with that frequency, no matter what you're doing, and have that inner peace, no matter what's going on around you, that's what's being pushed out. It's like a giant pimple. It's push, 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 pop. And so for those people that still have a lot of issues and they haven't really worked on them and they've ignored them, this is going to be a harder workout for you. For those people that have been working on yourself for a while, a little less hard. And it depends on which body and energy body is being stimulated, mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, energetic, to which one you're going to have trouble with. So, for me, it's been about juggling and balancing. And I have done that for a long time. I am done. I am ready to retire from juggling. But somebody says, no, you're not done yet. So what's happening, which is so cool, is instead of juggling all of these balls in the air that I no longer have any desire to juggle, I want to just go like this and let them all fall. I am being taken from juggling all the balls in the air like this, and my world is being pivoted. It's really cool. It's being pivoted. So that what I'm juggling is less, not more, less. I have less things to juggle. But it took me this week to learn that. And that's what's going on energetically for a lot of people. But they don't realize it because they don't know what they don't know. So, if you know somebody who is sensitive or having these same issues, sometimes highly sensitive people know they're highly sensitive, they just don't realize it's a spiritual gift, then share this video with them. Right? Just tell them, she was having trouble that day. But share it with them. Or share my page, toolsofenergyprotection.com. Because that's what I'm doing. I'm being of service to other people by educating them. Now, we had that big push and then that release several times. It was release, and it was a release for about 2 hours. Then we had like a little 30-minute break of, pushing, actually, which I don't know. Then we had a release for about 45 minutes, and then it just went on. And if you notice, not only did the white go on, but this little bitty break in here of basically the pressure being reapplied goes all the way down. It's not just here. So it's like we got a little bitty break, but then everything pushed everything, all the bodies, and then a break, and then pushed all the bodies, and then a break. It's almost like doing, what do they call those things? Sorry, I can't remember. It's where you jump up and then you come down and then you do a push up, put your feet out, and then you come back up, and somebody in the feed put what that is. I can't remember, but they're terrible. I did them a couple years ago. Man, it'll wear you out. You know, that's what it's like. So then we had roughly 12 hours of release, and we're back at it again. So here's the 9th, and here is what would be, let's see here, this is 12. This, if you're in Colorado time, this would be about, right here, about 12 noon. Okay, we're going this way on the paper. So in here about 12 noon. So look at all of this pressure. Look at all this agitation going on here. And it's not succinct. Like over here, at least it was succinct. Boom, boom, boom. This one's all over the place. Stimulate, stimulate. But it remains high in the mental and the emotional bodies. This is more mental than emotional. And then here it goes all the way down again, and then kind of a break, but kind of not. And then all the way down to the bottom again. And then it tapers off. I'm like, thank goodness. And then we had a little break. But notice, mental body is still going. And then there's this little dot in between. I'm going to bet those are sunspots based on what I've been learning. And then it's on again. I don't know about you, but I had a lot of things to get done and prepared today, and I just couldn't get with it. I couldn't get myself started. I still feel heavy. And so I was asking my guides, my spirit guides, what's up with me? Do I need more protein? Do I need more exercise? Do I need more rest? What's going on? And they told me what was going on. And what I'm finding is the bottom line of all these energy changes, I just got confirmation goose pimples, is the willingness to change. So if you want to go on juggling all those balls, be my guest. But I am so done. Like I said, instead of juggling, I just want to turn loose and walk away and let everything fall where it may. Because I really am at that level where I don't care anymore. And that's not good for a highly sensitive or empathic person. When we don't care, that means we're confused, or we're frustrated, or we've let so much of our energy go out to other people that we have just a little teeny bit left for ourselves, and we think this little reserve, we just, and we don't do anything to restore ourselves. That's why I went out to see horses today, and I spent some time with one of my very good friends who was so gracious to let me come out. And it was nice, and there was nobody for miles. Because I just needed that restoration to breathe and to replenish myself and to know that God, Spirit, or Source loves me. And I worked through some of this turning. Like I said, I told this one up here, I am so done with juggling. He said, nope, you still got to juggle. But instead of being a bazillion things up in the air, he switched it around, and it's coming around. It's cool. It's like a merry-go-round from the old school. And now it's more simple because I only have a few major things to work with, not juggle, work with, and shift them. And they're being ordered in specific times that I never thought possible. I thought I had to work 8 hours a day and bang my head against the wall to get anything done. And what I'm finding out is that is not my rhythm or my work style. And if you're exhausted like me, you know that. You can't keep this up. Doesn't matter what supplements, vitamins, nutrients, sleep, exercise that you're getting, you just can't keep it up because these frequencies won't allow it. So that means you have to work energetically smarter. Smarter, not harder. And if you're unwilling to change and allow yourself to work smarter, then you better get ready because you're going to have some really bloody knuckles because they're going to drag right on the ground of, right? You ever seen anybody like that? Cross their arms right over their heart? This means they're closed off emotionally and they're not changing. Sometimes they cross their arms, and you see this down here over their tummy, over their solar plexus. And that means that their gut chakra is not able to handle any more punishment because a lot of people have told them they were bad and wrong their whole life. So they go around with their hands down here like this, and they're covering their gut because they don't need another hit because they can't handle it. And they usually aim that at a sensitive people. And sometimes sensitive people aim it at other sensitive people because they don't need one more uppercut. And those people are tired too. And they're worn out and they're exhausted. They need rest too. The desired outcome is for them to change. And for them to learn how to guard their energy so that they don't have to look like this or like this anymore. Let's see here. Somebody says burpees. Yes, that's that exercise that wears me out. It's like you jump up on your feet, and then you come down, and then you put your hands on the ground, you do a quick push-up, stick your legs out, and then you come back up and you jump again. It's like, whew. Let's see. Polly talks about that. It's my sleep cycle. Not unwilling, but scared to change. All right, Polly, we'll have to get together on that because, we've been talking about that for a while. But it is scary to change because we've all known everything. Always been the same for a long time. And when we veer from change, it can be, or veer from the same thing and change, it can be scary. That's why the guide said I was having problems being willing to change and let go. It is challenging, right? But you can do it. If there's any questions, please put them down in the feed. And I'm going to begin to talk about the whole reason I came on here. And we're going to blame it on this. Things are just so going awry. And it may be true, maybe not true. But I lovingly encourage you to take care of your mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, and energy body. And right now, there are some people that want to control the world. So we've had this COVID, and the entire world was put on hold. Keep holding your breath, we'll tell you when not to. Keep holding it, keep holding it. And people are like, I'm turning blue, I can't. And they're starting to exhale, and the word, oh, okay, you can exhale now. You can exhale. Well, when we exhaled, we were ready to come out of being cooped up, maybe move around a little bit more. And, there are some things that we need to be cautious about. Yes, you can't just run out and hope you don't catch the virus. You got to take some precautions. But mentally, going back to doing things is not the same. And we find it more restricted. Our chain or our leash is shorter, and it's awful. And then we had some big news events. And we had some folks that were not acting in the best interest of other folks. And it caused a big stir. And then there was this release of news about some insects that were going to, I think, if I'm not mistaken, kill bees so that our plants wouldn't be pollinated, so therefore we couldn't eat. And that kind of disappeared. And there's a lot of news items that are coming up one right after the other, right after the other, right after the other. And how many of you are so tired of it that you just don't, you're so numb, you don't even know what's going to happen next. And the situations that are happening are very real. The people that are being affected, my heart just goes out and I send love to them because it's a hard situation. But remember, where we are in time and space, according to all the information I get, is a time of dynamic change. And when people don't recognize things are broken, they won't fix them. And so the entire world, think about this. The entire world had to take a pause. Every single country. I don't know, there may be some little country, some little tiny territory somewhere that wasn't affected. But as far as I know, every human being that draws a breath on this world was affected almost at the same time. And blinders were put on, and they could only focus on what they were supposed to focus on. They had to be by themselves, quarantined. If you don't love yourself, how hard is that? If you had a relationship with somebody who was rocky, doesn't matter if it's like you're a single parent, it was you and your kids, or you and a spouse, or you and roommates, but when you're locked up with somebody for that long, it brings the real stuff forward, doesn't it? About you and about yourself. A very close person in my life said that it's okay to keep your own company as long as you like the company you keep. So this is a wake-up call for people to realize their own poop and their relationships to other people and their relationship to other things. So when we've been working on it and then these kind of energies come along and we've been working on it, we're like, okay, I'm done. And we're not done yet. Because until you can be in that place of centeredness, balanced, connected to the earth, connected to your divine self, and walk in that centered space, you got more work to do. And it'll get easier, I promise, because I've been through it. It's gotten easier for me, although sometimes I'm like, oh. Yeah, it's a lot to deal with. So I thank you all for hanging with me. Now I'm going to get to the meat and the potatoes of what I want to talk about. Juggling a lot right now, so over it. How do you protect, nurture, and shield your energy? How do you do it? All right, well, first, let's see. I wrote this out so I wouldn't forget. Okay, so if you're juggling a lot right now, working at home with kids like me, with no summer camps, no place to send the kids to enjoy, or you have a spouse that doesn't understand. I heard a lady today that she's at home working. She's a professional lady, and now she's working from home. Her husband thinks that his business and what he needs to do is more important than splitting time and co-parenting in the same household so she too can do her job. And so she's attempting to take care of her kids, run her business, right? And has no help over here. So I think the one that's over here needs to get a clue. Everybody in the house's business, if they're running it or working their job, is important. And it's called co-parenting for those of us that have been divorced. We've learned how to do it. Get on board. Okay, so my desire is to lovingly urge you to do whatever it takes to create some space, some uninterrupted space and time to join me tomorrow for training on how to protect your energy. I'm going to share some real-time energy tools. This is the time to work on your spiritual self and your gifts. That will actually pay off now, and it will pay off in the future with just a few simple steps. Would you like to join me? If the answer is yes, and you're on Facebook, in the search engine up here, type The Sensitive Bike Club. And once I get off this broadcast tonight, I will post a link down underneath here. If you're on YouTube watching the replay, look down in the comments. And if you're on toolsofenergyprotection.com, I'll put a link there too. But it's going to be tomorrow, which is Wednesday, at 3 o'clock on the Sensitive Fight Club. And I will start at 3, and I will talk to you about the tools. So if you're anything like me, it's time for us to get on top of the energy. It's time for us to take these tools and learn how to be on top of all these changes so that we're not so exhausted, so that you can pivot all the balls that you're juggling and get other family members on board and learn how to timeshare. Because it's not easy raising children. And they need to be loved, and they need nourishment. Mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, and they just need to know that everything's okay as it can be, which is also equally challenging when you see a world that you're not sure what's going to happen tomorrow or the next day. But that's why it's a time for families to pull together and to love each other and to do the best they can. So again, if you're interested in joining me tomorrow at 3 p.m. Mountain Time, I will be on Tools of Energy Protection, and I'll do a live broadcast just like this one. And I'm going to talk about how to protect your tools, how to protect your energy using tools. Very simple tools. Because highly sensitive and gifted people are subject to feeling drained and often seek large amounts of alone time to recuperate after they've spent a lot of time in public. Or even just now with everything going on in the world. But they find that they can't, or they think they can't. But they can. So, let me see what the questions are, and then I will go from there. Okay, let's see here. I have a feeling I'm going to have all this happen next week. I'm not sure what I'm going to feel next week, though. Okay, they're opening next Wednesday, and she's afraid of all the craziness going to happen. So she's probably not in Colorado. So excuse me there, Melina. So when we opened here in Colorado, what I found is that the stores will open and they have a door where you go one way in and one way out. Sometimes they'll mark it on the floor which way you go up an aisle and go down an aisle, and you have to wear a mask. And just be very careful when you're doing that. Make sure that when you're going through this opening, when you go grocery shopping, know exactly what you need if you can, and just be very succinct about it, and make sure, of course, you wash your hands and stuff like that. You might experience some things that some of my Colorado friends and I did, where we would go to the grocery store and just bawl and just cry because it's not the normalcy we're used to. But take precautions. Drink plenty of water, wash your hands, get your rest, take your vitamins. Okay, you're going to be all right. Just breathe deeply. There are going to be a lot of emotions in the stores because of other people going through stuff, so I would highly recommend that you join me tomorrow at 3 p.m. Mountain Time. And just go right up here if you're on Facebook and type The Sensitive Fight Club and ask. There's 3 questions to answer, and click for membership, and I will get you in as soon as I can. All right. Danny says pivotal moments in the last couple of days. Absolutely. Let's see. Lots of fear too. Bill says, Deanna, last night I got a download but not sure what to do with this. I agree with you. Okay, I'm trying to click more. Okay, hang on. I'll try my secondary computer here. Let's see. I agree with you on what's going on around us. I sense a lot of deceitfulness, but not sure of the source. Hugs to you. Thank you. Bill, thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. So getting a download is a wonderful thing. That means you're getting information from God's Spirit or Source that's going to help you with whatever's coming up. So spend some time meditating. Notice when you have aha moments reoccurring, because that's what that means. And I'm so excited for you. This is amazing. All right. Hi, Kim. Nice to see you. And I think Melina was saying that casinos are opening. Yikes. If it's anything like the health club opening, they'll space everybody 6 feet apart. Any other questions? If there's any other questions, please let me know. Otherwise, I would ask that you all please help me. I don't ask for help very often from my clients, from my audience, but I'm going to ask you for some help. I'm getting goose pimples, so that tells me it's the right thing to do. I'm going to ask you to share this video with others. Tell them, hey, she had problems with the lighting, fast forward, for the first 3 minutes or something. And if you know some highly sensitive people that are freaking out, feeling like their energy is drained, like they're balancing everything and they're so over it, please do share this video. I did hear from another highly sensitive person today that she has a lot of her sensitive friends calling her saying we're so over it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are birthing a new reality. We are birthing a new level of spiritual awareness. And as that is happening, we're going to have labor pains. We're going to have contractions. And funny enough, the way the energies are shifting, we're having contractions. So you've got to be open and you've got to be willing to change. And so tomorrow, I know this is short notice, but tomorrow, Wednesday, on June the 10th, 2020, on The Sensitive Fight Club on Facebook, I will teach you, no charge whatsoever other than your time, I will teach you how to put some protection in place to continuously protect your energy from these draining situations. The training is free. And if you want to share that with some other people, great. But I will only be presenting it on the Sensitive Fight Club on Facebook. And if you've ever belonged to a group, you go over and you say, let me into the group, and then the admin will, check you out and bring you in. And so not only will there be a recording like this one where I will talk about the principles, but I will also put some worksheets that you can download and read and keep for yourself so that you can take that information going forward. So, any other questions? Oops, nope. Okay. So, my favorite saying is if there's no questions, that means I did a really excellent job or I didn't do very good at all. So, here is the infomercial for tonight. On this coming up Thursday and this coming up Friday, I will be at For Heaven's Sakes Books in Denver, Colorado. On Thursday, if you would like to get together, if you have an Apple phone, we can do one-to-one like this. Otherwise, I have something called the Zoom platform, Zoom. And we can get on and see each other face-to-face if you don't want to come down in person. And the number to the store is in Denver, Colorado, 303-964-9339. And you call them up. I believe they're open 10 to 6 now. And you say, hey, I want to get on Deanna's schedule, and they'll schedule you right away. If you're having some challenges with finances, on Friday at the store, they have what's called a fair day, F-A-I-R. And on that day, there are discounted rates for sessions. So if you're needing to save a little, please call them at 303-964-9339 and tell them that you would like to get on my schedule. Okay? Looks like, Michelle says it feels like my energy is all gone. I hear you, Michelle. Get some rest. Becky, hey, how's it going? And Danny says she'll be in touch soon. I really super duper appreciate that, and I'm more than happy to help you with that. So, my lovelies, hang in there. These energies are not easy. Okay? we're going through a lot right now. And like I said, I'll post this on my website, toolsofenergyprotection.com. And I will also post a link to that over on the YouTube channel. And, I'm getting the chills again. Hang on a second. My guides are telling me something. Hang on. Okay. They're talking about the balance of energy. Thank you, Judy. They're talking about the balance of energy, and that's going to be rocking for a while. And I know, I do consciously realize that we just had a big full moon, and that can do it as well. But they're saying that it's going to get rocky. So get some help. The reason to call me and reach out to me, in case you don't know, is that I do Akashic record readings. So those are energy readings, and we can clear energies from these Akashic records. So if you're having trouble with anything, if it's your family relationships, your money, if it's your health, then we'll get together, and during these sessions we identify it, help you to understand it, give you some real world tools how to work through it, and then clear as much energy as we can. So that's it. Milena, reach out to me. Let me know what's happening. Polly, big hugs and kisses. And I thank everybody for joining me tonight. I will be back here next Tuesday. Okay, next Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time. Please share the video if you know anybody who needs help. Sometimes just watching the video and the translation of energy that I send out to you as you're watching helps people to feel better. So, big hugs and kisses. Good night.